Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the pay to win account. We're going to run through the Misty Valley. We're going to do some summons here to hopefully make some more progression onto chapter 37. But big announcement today, guys. We have hit our 20,000 subscribers, guys. Over the course of the last couple days, we're about 20,100, even north of 20,100 already. So it's been crazy with the last video we put out. So thank you guys for joining me for the Sunday stream. Absolutely love being able to have the ability to talk to you guys, chat about the game and everything like that. Pixel Foxy is here. Charles is here. Lewinsky, Dark Blaine is here. Yes, it is 20,000 subscribers, guys. Sheen Evil as well. Again, I'm hoping we can make some progression in 37. We'll go through, answer some questions if you got them. Looking at the team, I always like looking at the team comp before we get into it. We have Walker to build on the Light Bearers, and everyone will be up to Ascended. On the Maulers, we have, right now, K-Sauce. K-Sauce is the only one that we do not have Ascended. On the Wilders, we have Mishka. Mishka, we are still working on. We're going to do some summons for her today. On the Graveborn, we have everyone summoned, but we know Tuesday we do have a brand new Graveborn hero that is coming. So very cool. Treznar is coming. If you guys checked out the video a little bit earlier today, Treznar seems pretty solid. Lilith really doesn't disappoint when it comes to the Graveborn heroes. Most of the ones that we get in here we can utilize, and they do work pretty well. Other than a couple of the older ones, including like Isabella and Baden, we don't see that much utility, but most of the new Graveborn heroes that we see are pretty strong. On the Celestial front, still adding more stars. Essentially, we'll build Zafriel sometime soon. We are working on Zorath right now, guys. We got his gear all maxed out. We have his plus 30 signature item. Just a couple more copies and he'll be Ascended. We're picking him up out of the Challenger store. Then, of course, all the dimensionals are good to go. Just waiting for some more dimensionals. What's going on, Heavens? Greetings from Germany. Cheese Fox and Levi are here as well. That is right, guys. We did break that 20,000 subscriber mark. So I'm going to have our giveaway video pretty soon. It'll probably be today or tomorrow that will have that video up. R.I.P. Torn. Yeah, Paul, Torn works pretty well within the Graveborn Tower. If you can get Torn to scale, he does work pretty well. The problem with Torn is if you do not get him to scale, he is absolutely garbage, guys. He is just getting destroyed. If you can't get him past about that 30-second mark, he is done for. What's going on, Tazdid? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Treznar, ultimately, we have to test him on the live server when he comes up. A lot of players will build him. We'll see essentially how effective he is. But there has been a lot of players that have been using him on the test realm, and so far it looks pretty promising. It seems like there's going to be a couple formations that Treznar is going to be able to work in. I think he is going to be effective in PvP. I don't know if Sheen Evil agrees with me, but I do think he is going to be pretty effective when it comes to PvP. Just looking at his build, it seems like it's going to be pretty solid. I mean, it seems like he is going to work pretty well within there, which would be good to see. Are you watching the MCU? Not sure what the MCU is, Sheen Evil. Let me know. Is Gwen worth it with her engraving? So Cheese Fox, a lot of players have said that Gwen with the engraving is worth it. A lot of players have been running Gwen with the engraving. The problem is most of the time we do not see the damage. That's the problem when Gwen, which we need no warriors, no rangers. Gwen did fall off pretty hard just for the simple fact that she doesn't put enough damage. She doesn't have sustainable damage within the campaign, which is the main reason why players kind of dropped out Gwen. The enemies can heal, or the enemies do not take enough damage because she doesn't scale. That's been kind of the problem with Gwen. That's when the Gwen combination kind of broke off. With the engraving, it does allow her to stun quite a bit more. So what a lot of players have been running, we've actually seen the Gwen combination in there with triggering the ability for Joker. So allowing Joker to do a lot more damage because of Gwen's ability to stun. So with that being said, you're not reliant on the damage that Gwen is putting out because she isn't putting out the most damage. But with her not putting as much damage and having the stun ability, you're allowing Joker to do a lot more of the stunning essentially within there. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. I watched some of it. Honestly, between YouTube, this is pretty much my part-time job, but more of my passion that we do. We've also been covering a couple other games, so haven't watched that many movies as of much. I know there's quite a bit. There's a lot of Marvel content on Disney Plus. I seen some of the what if seemed kind of crazy. Even this weekend, we took away all of our Halloween decorations. We cleaned up the entire yard. I got to finish cutting the grass today, but we put up all of our Christmas decorations. Yes, guys, a ton of people in my neighborhood have went ahead and put up all of their Christmas decorations, and we joined them. It's like 60, I think 64 degrees here in Michigan this weekend. So a perfect time to go ahead and decorate everything. So you're not going to have to do it when it's absolutely freezing cold here in a couple weeks, because we know in Michigan it does get very cold, and it usually gets cold pretty quickly. Yeah, the Marvel Cinematic, I've seen a lot of the movies. I'm actually going to see the Eternals. I don't know that much about the Eternals, but I am actually going to see the Eternals on Thursday. Thursday, guys, is Veterans Day. We are going to be closed at work, so I'll actually have somewhat of a free day to do whatever I want to. And being a veteran myself, I'm going to take a day with my father-in-law because he is a veteran as well. So we can go out and do something fun, do something together. It'll be pretty cool to see, but I would definitely like to see it. I have to say, Pharrell's 30 Engraving seems to be getting a stun. Yes, Geeky, absolutely agree with you guys. When you look at Pharrell's stun, that's one of the really big things. Pharrell is really broken. We talked about this the last stream that we had. Pharrell's plus 30 and Pharrell's plus 60 just makes the hero so much better. There are a lot of heroes that if you take them to a plus 30, it does help a little bit. It will offset a little bit, or allow them, a little bit more damage, things of that nature. But there are heroes that also need that plus 30 or that plus 60 to really perform well. We've seen a lot of heroes that are really broken when it comes to having the 30 or 60. And then we've seen heroes that make a minimum to no impact, especially when it's just based on them doing a little bit more damage. Don't watch the Eternals. I figured it was Harry. I've seen that coming up. I've heard the feedback on the Eternals. I think it was like 50% fresh, which is kind of crazy for a Marvel movie. I think they said it was the lowest ranking Marvel movie that we have ever had or ever seen. But you know what? It's not about the movie. I think a lot of it's about the experience of seeing it. It might not be the forte, but yeah, so today we're going to do the Misty Valley Lazarus. We're going to knock out our summons like we normally do to get some more progression, and then we're going to get right into the campaign. I wanted to knock this out because a lot of times during the week I don't have time to sit here and do this, and I love being able to talk to you guys and answer questions when we're going through here. Spider-Man, I am super excited about. Harry, I love Spider-Man. I've loved all of the ones they did. I seen Venom. I like that as well. I want to see Carnage. I think Carnage would be very cool to see as well. It looks like a very unique movie, but I like how they did it. I think they did Carnage pretty well, which again, I definitely want to see that, and I will see that eventually. Might see Carnage too. This one, less than 3 ultimate abilities. I was confused for a second seeing Zekus. Oh yeah, because of the campaign. Yeah, Zekus is another hero like we've talked about before. Zekus is a hero that a lot of players do not use. We've seen it with Titus. We've seen it with Zekus. We've seen it with Leofric. We've seen a lot of the Celestials and a lot of the Hypogean heroes that no one sees, which kind of stinks. But yeah, defeat any enemy hero within 10 seconds. And then we're doing Light Bearers here. Might be able to get Ainz to do a considerable amount of damage right off the front, which would work if we can get him to ult within a couple seconds. 130 Engraving is pretty good for Lightbearer Tower, but I have to say, what do you think the next dimensional will be? Geeky, I really hope, and we've said this before, guys, I hope that they start doing the collaborations again. I really feel like the collaborations brought a lot of new players to AFK Arena. I don't like that they quit doing all the collaborations. It seemed like they were pretty noteworthy, and it seemed like they did pretty well. Like, we got quite a bit out of the collaborations. Not only did we get multiple heroes, but it seemed like we got some decent heroes out of there. When you look at Ainz, Albedo, when you look at Joker, when you look at Queen, and then it seems like Lilith just quit doing the collaborations, which I don't like. I think the collaborations were good, and I would like to see them versus just coming up with dimensional heroes. I would like to see a couple more collaborations, because there are still so many solid titles out there. They have a lot of ability to continue doing the collaborations and really making the collaborations work very, very well. And again, the collaborations brought a lot of people to the game. I mean, it brought an exceptional amount of players to AFK Arena. All the players, you know, with Ainz that just watched the anime, had never played AFK Arena, were now suddenly into the game. And it brought a lot of people. Same with Persona 5. A lot of players were brought to the game from other areas, which I think is really beneficial. I liked how they did it, and I liked the collaborations, and I don't like that they quit doing them. Honestly, I don't like the fact that they did quit doing them, which this one, we just got to have our heroes live. I'm thinking all Negrez is usually a pretty combo, especially with Rowan in there. Alna and Lucretia still need to be built, which is why my progression has been halted. Yeah, Lucretia, absolutely, guys. So one of the big things that we always focus on is when it comes to Lucretia, she can do everything herself. Period. She's very reliant on the other 4 heroes in your formations to die, meaning Lucretia can carry by herself. Alna, on the other hand, Alna is a very important part of formations. Like when you look at Grez, when you look at Damon, when you look at a bunch of different formations, she works very well within the formations, but you have to have the formation there for her to be built around, or she's not super effective. It's really consistent on having other heroes in that formation, where Lucretia does it by herself, guys. If you had the ability to choose a collab, what would I like to see? Yeah, collaboration. I mean, honestly, from my perspective, just like Sheen Evil, I love Marvel. I've seen probably every Marvel movie. I think I own every Marvel movie that has been out probably in the last decade. I would like to see something with Marvel. I think would be huge. I think it would be just absolutely huge to see. I don't know if that name is too big for them to cover. I guess that there might be, you know, too much content, too much cost associated with it. But most of the games that they collaborate with are kind of the off-kilter games. Even a lot of the collaborations are games that a lot of players haven't heard about, or very similar to this. I'd even like to see some collaborations with some games that are kind of similar to AFK Arena. I think that would be interesting to do some of the combinations, you know, like that. And I like when they did them together as well, like Lucretia and Zafriel. I like the whole story they kind of built around both those heroes. I thought was pretty cool. How they built it and how they kind of worked together. It seemed pretty neat how they made, again, like the entire story around it. And I think they still have the ability to do that for a lot of different heroes. I think there's a lot of ability to have the collaborations for them to come up with a lot of other heroes. And it also depends on how much they're looking to put into this game. You know, now this is the 3rd highest grossing Lilith title. Warpath has debunked it as number 2, but we'll have to see exactly what comes out of it. Lucretia with tier gear 3 plus 30 with 3 of 9 furniture. Yeah, it's getting there. The 9 of 9 does make a big difference when it comes to Lucretia, because that makes that Hellfire ability permanent. All heroes placed on the back line must be tanks. All right, so we need some tanks in the back line. I'm thinking up front, we'll just do a little bit of support. which will work. And then we'll go another tank. Who do we got? We'll try this one out. Might not work, might, but all the tanks are stepping up. And I still love Arthur. Taylene, I'm not too worried if she dies, because she'll come right back. But might need a little bit more damage. Taking out those totems plus the ads, guys, can tend to be really difficult to get through here. Spoiler alert, Owen is dead. Owen who? I'm not sure who you mean, Corey. Yeah, Lucretia and Zafrio, you could definitely do an anime in there. We're getting a lot more lore additions. We got a canon. Yeah, I've seen that. And I am kind of torn between, you know, the amount of comic books, the amount of anime, the amount that they've been kind of doing lately. Again, I'm a little bit torn between it, just for the simple fact that I don't know where it's going, and I don't know essentially how much time and effort they're putting into creating, spending all the time on comics versus the content for the game is what I was kind of looking at. Because when you see we're having a lot of new anime, they're doing all of these comic books. I don't know if that's a separate team than AFK Arena, if it's the same team that's building a lot more content that way. But I really hope that we're not missing out on essentially AFK Arena content just because they're busy making comic books. I don't know how effective it is. In your opinion, is a low ascended elite plus legendary in the Abyssal Expedition and highs built relics better than an ascended hero? Levi, it really depends on the hero. Honestly, it really does depend on the hero, which here we got 3 seconds. I think we got it done. Because depending on the hero, the elite plus legendary can outperform some of the lower level relic ascended heroes, which point in fact, like looking at Oscar, I've had, you know, an elite plus Kaz will do better than an Oscar with relics behind her. It does work really well. And it also makes a difference where you have that ascended hero built out. Just for the simple fact, if you have, I have a lot of ascended heroes. I have some that have no signature item on it. I have some that have no furniture on them. Again, the hero themselves will work out better than some of the higher leveled heroes, just for the fact of who the hero is. Talking about dimensional collaborations, I'd like to see a collaborate. Yeah, Hero Academia. Geeky, I would say that is probably a really good choice. That, to me, that game and really that collaboration between Hero Academia falls into line with what I would imagine and what I would see of AFK Arena heroes, which would be very cool to see. I think that would be ideally a collaboration that I think they should pursue, because again, it falls in the same genre. It falls kind of in the same wheelhouse that we've seen for heroes. So we got half of this done, guys. Stage 11 right there. So it is locked for a couple more days, but we wanted to get everything out of there, including all of our loot, which is awesome. But we also wanted to get our elite stones and our rare stones, guys. 10 rare heroes just like that. A lot more food, a lot more fodder. We have 6 elite hero stones, so hopefully we can pull copies of Mishka. We are still looking for copies of Mishka, guys. Boom, there we go. We got a bad pull. Skarath is done. Gorvo is done. Verk, I believe, is done. We did get a little bit of Lightbearer food, which we're not using, but those are going to be heroes that we're going to be able to recycle when it comes to the heroes. I did pick up a lot of these emblems of nature, again, so we can build out Mishka and see exactly where she's at. So I think those pulls are just going to be food, guys. All right, so we got the desired hero summons here. That's going to be the last choice. We're going to do all of our regular summons first. And then again, we're still looking for Mishka, and then we'll move on to the new Graveborn hero. What's going on, Hyatt? Hello from Chicago. What's going on, Bulletproof? Philip is here too. Stuart as well, King of Death, and Paul finally caught the live stream. Thank you guys for joining me. If you got questions, definitely pop them in there. Again, we got 32 regular scrolls, 43 faction scrolls, which is awesome. Then we have 3 pulls here for our companion points. Hopefully it's going to be an elite, but just some more food. It's okay though. We still need food. Yeah, I definitely want to see a couple in here, guys. And there's an elite. Hopefully it's Mishka. It is Naru. 6 weeks stuck at 37.16. Hyatt, absolutely. That's the stopping point. Like I've said before, guys, chapter 37 is the pre-nerfed area. So Lilith has not nerfed the stages within there. So it is a lot more difficult, guys. It is going to be hard getting through chapter 37. That is why it is so long and tedious kind of getting through there for us, because it's pre-nerf territory. As of right now, we'll see what it looks like. What 5 team comps do you recommend? Honestly, the basic 5, the Ainz comp, very easy. Lucretia, very easy. 5 pull, very easy. Thorin, another one, which there we got a copy of Respin. I don't think he's 5 stars yet, but he's probably pretty close. And that's it, guys. One more. Could it be a copy of Mishka? It is Ira. So kind of robbed there. We didn't get very good pulls there, but we did pull up one wilder card, which is Almas. Still have faith in Almas. Still hoping that he's going to be built. So Mishka, I think in total we need 6, guys. We have her right here. We have no extra copies, so we need 2 to get her to Legendary Plus, 4 to take her to Ascended. So we need 6 copies of her. 7 available, but we don't have that many diamonds, and we don't have enough Stargazer pulls there. So, yeah, chapter 37. Most players are getting to chapter 37 and are just stopping. That's kind of where they're getting at, is they're hitting chapter 37 and they're just stopping, guys, and just pausing until it gets nerfed. And crazy it is as it is, but that's what they're doing. There we go, guys. There's our first pull, and there is the Wild Child herself. Another copy of Mishka. I was hoping we'd get a couple, and back to back, that will take her to Legendary Plus. Still need 4 more copies. Probably not going to do it this pull, I'm assuming. So 1, pull number 2. Not too bad. We got 3 copies of her. So overall, not too bad. 3 copies in total, and we get another card on the table. My least favorite, either Zolrath or Wukong. Yeah. And another copy of Almas, guys. That's okay, because we're recycling our food. As we're continuing to get more food in here, we are just recycling them, and we are stacking up our Twisted Essence, which is good. So Mishka will build up a little bit higher. We already have food sitting down here. As you can see, a lot of Legendary Plus heroes. So there's Mythic. That gives us our signature item. Mythic Plus, so we have 3 copies, and then all the Wilders will be built again. Same on the Graveborn, though. We're sitting on a couple of Legendary Plus heroes here. Just waiting for our new hero to come out. We're just kind of banking everything here. Wilder Ladder, we're continuing to dominate number 1 on there. I believe Graveborn Ladder. Stage progression, we are number 5, but number 2 for the tower. Guys, I've been keeping this tower level capped for a while now. So we've just been kind of level capped at the King's Tower. I believe I can go to 691 for where I'm at right now, but we've been trying to gain a lot more levels in here. We're at 489 already. We just need to continue gaining more levels. It's the spot that we're really stuck at, is just gaining more power and gaining more levels. That pull, just a couple more rare cards. Yep, still need a couple more copies of Mishka out of there. And Granite, we already have built. We already have that. A little bit more loot. And there it is, guys. So Mishka, we can build up a little bit, but we'll go ahead and we will just get into chapter 37. We'll continue through these progression. For the sub-chapters, we've just been using a combination of either running Ainz, which works pretty well, or running Lucretia, which again has been working pretty well with the dynamic, but got to use my furniture. Almost forgot about the furniture. Other than super metas, who has a transformation engraving? A couple of heroes, I would definitely do Grez. Guys, Grez is awesome. I love using Grez. He is such a strong hero. Saurus is another one, not only with the guild bosses, but as the boss killer himself, he has been doing really well. Athalia, I like as well. Once I'm going to start getting her engraving up because she does a crazy amount of damage. A lot of these heroes, a lot of the kind of S tier heroes are just stronger with the engraving we're putting on there. What level to open the Cursed Realm? I'm 452. Not sure. I can take a look at it and see. Boom, which there is another piece for Ezio. Still trying to build him out with that 9 of 9 furniture. I think we have 2 on the table right now. I would love to get 1 or 2 copies of Ulna's furniture to build her out as well. There we go. There's another piece, which is for Rose. Rose is another hero. I want to get that 9 of 9 furniture. If you guys seen my Rose Gwen video, Rose I use in the Lightbearer Tower too. So it does make a difference there. There we go, guys. Athalia. I believe that might take her to 6 or it might take her to 7. 3 cards on the table. Let's see where she's at. So we have 3 cards on the table. Let's see, we'll recycle what we're not using. A little bit more there. We'll recycle these as well. 1 more solid summons. And it's not even going to be a mythic. That's okay, guys, because we have 3 right here. And again, Athalia is at 6. So we are going to max her out. Either that, or you know what? I'm going to go with Merlin. And the reason I'm going with Merlin is I like the ability at the beginning. I do use Merlin for PvP as well. I'm gonna go with Merlin. Yeah, just what Pixel Foxy said. I'm great with dealing with burst comps and campaign progression. I don't use Athalia in the campaign. Athalia was really a build for PvP that I was going for, but we will get her built out. But Merlin, I know, is a big priority because of the damage mitigation he does right off the bat. I use him in the campaign. I do use him in PvP as well. Takes another hero, guys, to 309. That means we can drop him out. We already have, in total, what? 349 pieces of mythic furniture, which is crazy, guys. That is a lot. And you know what? I love Rowan. We can build Rowan in here. We have a lot of heroes already at the 9 of 9. The Gwen we could take up. Lorzen we could take up a little bit higher. Even in here, I'm thinking, you know what? Let's build out Mishka. We know we're building Mishka. We'll drop her in there, and we have 6 of 9 already. 6 of 9 there, 6 of 9 there. Got a lot of it built. Is Leonardo good to max? Yes, Leonardo is good to max. The big thing with Leonardo is the 9 of 9 furniture that he has is very strong, guys. The 9 of 9, not only does he have that crowd control ability, but he also does a crazy amount of damage when it comes to the bonus that he gives with that 9 of 9. How goes the Abyssal Expedition? The Abyssal Expedition, we've already downed the boss once. We were waiting and kind of just sitting, stacking relics, but now we're at the point where we're ready to take out the boss, and ready to take out the boss multiple times, which honestly, I feel like we're in a pretty good position right now. Hope Lucretia's son reincarnates as the next. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. They put a lot of lore into this game, guys, which we can also try. A lot of people run Ezio in here just because of that big dodge factor, but he just got run over right there. This might be a battle for Lucretia. Yeah, we downed the boss one time. I'm focusing on doing it a couple more times. I feel really strongly we're going to have the ability to take him down quite a bit. I'm hoping we're going to land in a high overall damage. And this one, again, just a little bit of RNG in here to get these teams down. But we will get there. Can you do anything when you get an extra copy of a hero from Stargazing? What do you mean? You can either use the copy or you can trade it in. You can actually trade them in, which is pretty good, depending, again, exactly where you're at. I was just thinking I didn't think Leica had any gear. But I know everyone else does. Again, just a little bit of RNG. We'll get it through here. The big guilds are not aiming for Prince yet. No, the big thing that we've done, and we've done this every single time, is waiting till we take out the bosses. We don't want to use the stamina to take out the tier 8s. We want to wait till we have the ability to, till we have that ability to take down the boss. The last couple days of AE are very, very easy for taking out the boss, or taking out, getting everyone to Prince. The couple last days is relatively easy. You guys, and there is what Lucretia can do. Everybody else died in the team. 1.45 billion damage, just like that. Burning down stages, just like that. Or forget Entendre or Sophia. It's geeky. That's kind of a tough call. Entendre I like. Sophia I like as well, because I utilize her usually in this 5 pull. I know a lot of players do rely on Entendre when it comes to the grave, or when it comes to the Mauler Tower. A lot of people do utilize her within that tower, and it works exceptionally well within the tower. Outside of the tower, I feel like it's not as strong. And I don't know many players that are using Entendre outside of the Mauler Tower. But I know Sophia, with her reworked engraving, I think she could do pretty well. But again, a lot of players don't use Sophia. A lot of players don't use Sophia in this 5 pull either, just like I am now. And this might be an Eins comp team that we have. I don't have the time to check every hour or so. Yeah, Pixel, I played the FHG account. I'm actually doing the Abyssal Expedition, so there's been a couple. This one I just spectated, but there's been a couple times that I've run it. I mean, this is the 5th time, guys. The 5th time that the Abyssal Expedition has been out. You know what? Let's swap this up. Sometimes with the Shroud, it makes it a lot easier. See, because it kind of mitigates some of the damage that she takes in there. But we should be able to get this one down. Have I considered Queen? I have, Hyatt. So I've tried Queen. I can't even tell you how many times that we have tried to utilize Queen within the formation. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked. And even look at here, guys. If she's not buffed, she's getting beat down there by Hendrik. So we've actually swapped this out because Queen, we built out. We have Queen fully built, guys. And we have utilized Queen in a couple different formations. We've even tried using Queen up here. And that's usually what happens. When I have Queen built out, even completely built out, literally, for whatever reason, this is it exactly. To the T of her just getting destroyed the moment we start. She doesn't do anything. It's just kind of fodder. Need 2 more Lucretia copies to get a different hero. Yeah, if you're getting extra copies, guys, you got to swap them out. I think it's a 3-to-1 for the Celestial heroes in there, and it's a 2-to-1 for the regular heroes. And even in the back line, like I said, Queen just, that's it. I mean, she just drops over like fodder. Where I feel like with Sophia, at least I have the ability to get the Spectral Disruption, allowing the team to do more damage, allowing some of the mitigation there on Lucretia as well. It just, for me, it just seems to make sense. Plus, Sophia has a pretty solid stun with those scatter bolts in there. Entendre works with Scregs 9 of 9. Yeah, Entendre does work pretty well. And again, she's a hero that, you know, we completely maxed her out. She seems to work okay, but you have to let her scale. Similar to like an Isolde, she has to be able to scale or it doesn't work at all. Yeah, I've tried Hyatt, and I don't know what to say. I see so many players that are running her in here, that I don't find her working. Maybe 1 out of 100 times I can actually get her to work, but usually not. Usually that's not the case. And even with this formation, a lot of times we can swap it to the Ainz formation and it will work a lot better because they do have double support back here. So doing the burst damage a lot of times can make a difference. And even the pretty big mitigation factor right there with having that 9 of 9 of Merlin. Even Prince of Persia, guys, throwing up those chain stuns. We'll get it. Taylor is the MVP, and Mahler's got her 309.60. Now, I have heard that, Chris. I haven't had a chance. I haven't built her out enough. But a lot of players have said absolutely broken with Taylor. I think Sheen Evil shared it with us last time. On how broken Taylor was when it comes to being built out, being built out with that plus 60 engraving has just been game changing, is what a lot of players have said. See, even here with that mitigation piece that Merlin's putting up. I use Prince to stun lock comp. Yeah, I love Prince. And even here with him being maxed out, it's pretty surprising how fast the heroes in here die. Just depending, again, on the formations that you're fighting. It's amazing to me, even being fully decked out. He just fell over. To Rain and Thane were the two doing there. It's not like he took a bunch of burst damage from a hero. He just falls over relatively quick. Boom, he got a dodge right there. Died right in the back. I think Rowan hit him with a pan. And Ainz gets to a point where he can't one-shot everybody. Use the Shroud on the Prince, which we can. Just kind of surprising how fast, I mean, how fast they do go down. Because, I mean, we have him decked out, short of having that plus 40 signature item, and then, of course, the engraving. We got one stun off right there. He does chain stun, guys. Yeah, I know. Rowan's awesome with those pans. Rowan, Tassie, Aziz, Pippa, and Prince. What level does an extra copy need to be replaced? I don't think there's any level. I think you just need the copy is all that you need in there. See, and I think we're going to get it with the RNG this time. That's it. That is the AFK Arena game. The RNG factor. So let's see. So we picked up our formations in here. Again, I kind of preset these. We got them built with some of the settings. We got them stacked out with gear because I still do not have enough gear to stack all of these formations. So we'll see how these are going to look. In this one, we're going for Mahira. Then I also did borrow Sidlax. Let me borrow a hero right here to go ahead and get this one done. And again, the RNG factor in here is really just that. It's an RNG factor. Most players say, you know, 5, 10, 15 minutes to get through each substage of these levels, which is exactly where we're at. It might take a couple minutes to get through these substages, but ultimately we can get through here. It just takes time, especially with this one, guys. This was the set that a lot of players were using for this Thorin cheese. But again, the Thorin cheese, we have to try to get to work, which I think we have to switch relics on here is what I was just thinking, because I know Rain had the call, which there's a lot of different ways that a lot of players run this Thorin cheese. This is the one, and then Thorin had that. And again, I use these the stacks that work, the formations that we've seen work before, between AFK a helper, between everything that's in here, just using these stacks, which I know he's got to alt the first time. We got everyone's gear on him. I believe 44 was easy. Good luck. What level did you make it to? Yeah, Thorin has. See, there we go. Boom. The cheese, just like that. Again, ones that we knew, 1.43 billion. We did put the eye on him. Worked well. It seemed like that was pretty quick to get through here. All in the Grez combination here, and I love running Daemon in this formation. And a lot of these heroes, short of having their class-specific gear, are pretty well built. And I feel like the plus 60 engraving on Grez makes a big difference. You need Rain to alt for the combo to work. Yeah. Thorin cheese, guys. It, like I said, as many players that hate on the Thorin cheese, yep. Forever, the AFK Arena comp is the Thorin cheese, just like you've seen right there, guys. The Thorin cheese works. You know, you can discount it all that you want, but the Thorin cheese works. I don't Thorin cheese because I like my phone. I don't want to, yeah. If you're going to smash your phone, guys, don't do the Thorin cheese. If there's a possibility for you to straight up break your device, do not Thorin cheese. I do not recommend it at all. 3756, I think you won't have a problem making it there today. Yeah, I might get stuck on 56. Last one is 5 pull. And again, these formations, they run queen. They run queen in these formations. I always find her die. But let's look at our damage here, guys. Look at that. 700 million. 336. That's the reason I want to build out Zolrath. I love how he works. 1.43 billion there. Look at that. Daemon putting out major damage on that one. Remember, guys, Daemon scales. The stronger the enemy, the more Daemon will scale. Oden, though, no engraving at all, guys. 713 million damage on that one. Irons, of course, 1.26 billion, 1.23 billion. Getting through there. Why is Thorin so good? So Thorin has the ability to retaliate damage. That's the big thing. With Thorin's retaliation ability, the more damage he takes, the more damage he puts out, which is completely broken. That's the big thing with Thorin, is it is broken with that retaliation ability because there's no cap to the damage it puts out. That's really the big thing in there. There's no cap to the damage that he's putting out, which again is kind of crazy. What alternative hero would you go with if you don't have Allness still in the works? Honestly, the Graveborn comp works. A lot of players still do use the Graveborn comp. So if you don't have Allness, still running Grez in there. Grez Daemon works good in there. Even adding in a lot more support. People will run in there with Silas. People will run in there with a couple different heroes that works out pretty well. You don't have to have Alna in there. The Graveborn team is probably one of the higher self-sufficient teams within there. This one I know we have Flora, which I believe we can use. Is it Yukio? Was it Yukio, guys, that is kind of broke? Maybe it was a Strilda. Because I think you can drop a hero in here and it will keep her from flying. Maybe not. Maybe they fix it, but I thought it was Yukio, or if Flora was on the front line, you could keep her, or you could keep her from flying. Maybe not the case anymore. I am building Odin T3 and 3 of 9 currently. Yeah, Odin is broken, guys. Just like you've seen, Odin is very broken. I wonder if, see, this team, you really have to, when it comes to Flora, you have to have, one, enough damage to take these heroes down, and two, enough survivability to keep the teams up. I need furniture for him, 3 of 9. Yeah, Zolrath is really strong, guys. A lot of players do run and utilize Zolrath. And I got my boy Rowan up to that plus 30. They can drink the potions faster. I feel like this one, again, we just need a little bit of RNG to get this down. Flora's coming to the back row and just decimating everybody. Even swap. This one usually works pretty good, especially with keeping the heroes up. Blew my mind when I found you could keep, that you could keep Flora down. Yeah, use the Windbinder on Odin. I thought that's what we had on him. Maybe we didn't. We've swapped out. We've went through a ton of different formations in here, guys. It's actually been, well, we don't even have them in here anymore. But again, Flora is just raining the back line, which is kind of crazy, the amount of damage that she puts out and how fast she puts out the damage. Rowan stayed up that time. Don't you think Silas is better E3? Well, the big thing, Heavens, when you look at Silas and Rowan, when you look at support and support, the big thing to remember, and this is what I think a lot of players do not realize, is when you look at Rowan, he only heals when you need to. That's the really big benefit, is not only the energy potion that he brings, is Rowan only does the healing when it is needed. So where you might have Silas that will do some of the overhealing, Rowan does it. The ability to use these potions every 4 seconds instead of every 5 seconds makes a really big difference, in my opinion, because you can keep the heroes up. And I'm wondering if, I know a lot of players use Taylene in here too. Just Lucretia 5 pull works every time. Yeah, we can actually drop in the 5 pull. I love dealing with Taylene. I still love Taylene. I think she's a really viable hero. I know a lot of people have kind of just written her off for the most part, is what I've seen from a lot of players, is that they have just totally written off Taylene. I feel like we just need a little bit more burst damage right off the top. This is also one that swapping out a hero like this, again with Rowan, brings a lot more survivability for this team, because the cart will actually just sit there. It's funny, my Lucretia has trouble killing Rigby. Rigby's hard, Reggie. Rigby is pretty tough to kill within the tower, just because of, if you let him scale. If you let Rigby scale, he's one of those heroes that can be an absolute pain in the butt if you let him scale, if his abilities have the chance to scale. Just got to do a little bit more damage. Yeah, Rigby in the tower is pretty tough. Taylene does everything 8 to 10 well because she isn't 10 to 10 healing or damage. Yeah, Taylene used to be the ultimate, guys. Taylene had, with the God tier comp, Taylene was super broken like we seen with Lucretia. And ever since then, not so much. Same with Iran. Iran used to be a hero that just kind of dominated everything. And now it's to the point where it doesn't do that much. What's going on, Robert? It's so counterproductive to build Flora's SI for Thorin Cheese. Yes, it is super, super counterproductive, Pixie. If you look at where I have Flora built, you cannot use Flora in the Thorin Cheese if you're taking her with furniture. If you're taking her with a higher level signature item, she will no longer work in the Thorin Cheese. What time is it now? 150. 150 right now. Yep, 150. Yeah, and that's why I sent out a notification a little bit earlier, guys, with the time changes here. We still do the daylight savings time. I don't know why they do it, honestly, any longer. 50 years ago was probably a thing back in the day, but now, again, I don't know the reason for it. But I feel like, you know what? Maybe we'll throw Queen in this formation. Maybe she's going to be the hidden agenda of what we need. Or she'll just die like she always has. That's the problem that we've seen before. What about Flora's SI unlock? And that's all. Yes. If you get Flora built, guys, you can unlock the signature item. Don't build it, because essentially what's going to happen is if you're running Flora in that Thorin comp, you are going to negate the damage Thorin takes because you're going to be reducing the haste on the heroes that you're fighting. That's really the big problem with it. That's the thing that we see is you're going to be mitigating a lot of the haste that we have in there, the haste that he needs to take the damage. Right now, I'm just kind of throwing junk in there. Yes. Yeah, that like I said, that's really the big thing is you're going to mitigate the damage that they're doing. I love when Zolrath just takes off. He's the reason I like using him. I hate fighting him. He's an absolute just pain in the butt to fight. And you've seen everyone on the whole entire team just drink potions. You know what? Let's go back to our regular comp. Again, guys, just the RNG of AFK Arena. And right there, we got Flora down. Exactly what it is looking like. Flora throwing sparkling pollens of death, and Roz throwing plate cups and cutlery. Yeah, Rose is another one, guys, that is so tough to deal with. Try Alnagrez, Damon, Silas, and Oden. Okay, yeah, we can do Alnagrez. Let me give this 2 more times. Step number 1. And again, we got Flora down. Second attempt, then we'll swap in the Alnagrez. We'll pull this. We'll do Grez and Alna. This is one that I actually do quite a bit. Damon because of the shield, which I like. Silas for the healing. And then Oden. As long as we can get Damon here with some shields, it usually works pretty well. Silas went down pretty early there. And remember, guys, with this pull is you're dealing with Verk's traps as well. If you're not doing the 5 pull, you have to deal with Verk and all of his shenanigans over on the side. Alna, Lucretia, Silas, Athalia, and Lorzen? That's kind of an interesting combination. Which I know a couple times we almost had this one down. Silas goes down so quick. One more time, and then we'll hop on Lazarus's formation that we're using there. Yeah, I would still say out of all of AFK Arena, as much as I like Flora, I feel like the most pain in the butt hero is Zolrath, guys. Especially when I fight him within the Dismal Maze and places like that. It's just a pain in the absolute butt to kill them. So Alna Lucretia, that's going to provide some immunity there to Lucretia. What's going on, AirTap? Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a really good weekend, guys. I was off this weekend, so I didn't have to work, which was pretty cool. Damon, or who do we got? Silas, Athalia, and Lorzen. Again, interesting combination. So it's Silas, Athalia, and Lorzen. Got the link there with Lorzen. Where's Lorzen? There he is. I know we're going to have a trap right here, so it would be probably good to take out him. Maybe Rowan. And it does spread out the team quite a bit. Lorzen's got the link trying to take out Skarath pretty quick. Is what I think the attempt is here with Lucretia. But even there, Thalia's dying out pretty fast. But Leica and Lucretia in the team. Yeah, Rose again is kind of a pain. Yeah, I mean, we could drop Leica in here. I know it's going to boost quite a bit of energy. We'll give this a couple more tries, though. Seems like we could probably swap this formation a couple different ways and ultimately get it to work. I know this is kind of a pain stage, again, with having Flora. Flora has always been the bane of the campaign stages, guys. What about trying Damon alone? You want to dive Verk. Let me try diving Verk. I think we're going to hit his trap. Yeah, that's all Athalia did was just die on the trap. She'll just stand right there. Feel like she's our sacrificial lamb right there on the track. She's not doing anything on there. Yeah. I think if we're going to utilize her, it's going to have to be someone else. Lucretia Alna is counterproductive since Lucretia wants teammates to die in Alna. Yeah. Nara and Athalia. We could try Nara and Athalia. Nara, I don't have built very high, though. We don't even have her plus 30 signature item. Yeah, Nara might not be the best choice. I'm going to go back. We're going to go back to the 5-pole. The 5-pole seemed like it had a lot of viability. Even that way, we did bring down Flora a couple times with the 5-pole. I think this is going to be the viable formation. This keeps us away from the traps as well, is what I'm thinking also on there. Just going to take some RNG to get it done. Yeah, cheese it. They want me to go Thorin cheese. Oh, man. Where's our Thorin cheese formation? This is the cheese formation we just used. Might have to swap Lorzen to, which there he was even way in a different way, because this will cheese them two together. Thus, we're going to have to go with the Kalthar to pick up Rowan. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look what Thorin cheese they run with this. 5 pull with Thorin. Yeah, we can do that too. I have seen that a couple times too. Hammering the 5 pull here. This is kind of a guaranteed to get everyone together. Just got to get him to cheese. I feel like we're going to have to, because Kelthar is bringing him over, but the pull will bring him over anyways. Let's put in Lorzen. There we go. We got him cheese. Aziz instead of Scrag. Kelthar the back top. Well, it shouldn't make a difference with the pull. It shouldn't make a difference for Kelthar either. Just because we know they're already cheesing them all. They're already going to be at that point. But I'm going to have to set the formation. We're going to have to get the gear and everything here with this, if we're going to pull off the Thorin cheese in this formation. I feel like we definitely need to move around some artifacts and things of that nature. Make sure everything is set for this formation. Yeah, which we could even swap Kelthar in here for Aziz to get some more energy out of there. Because again, we're pulling him over, and we don't need to pull him over more than one way. But this will allow some more energy regeneration in there. Aziz, Thorin, Kelthar, Lord is what's used on AFK Helper. If we do Aziz, Thorin, what is it? Kelthar, Lorzen, Pippa. Kelthar, Lorzen, Pippa. Got Kelthar, Lorzen, where's Pippa? I love the cartoon they did with Pippa being mad. I don't know if you guys seen it. But even there, I feel like we're going to have to swap. We're going to have to swap relics around and stuff to get this to work. The Thorin is stacking everyone right there in the back. It's just going to be the relics that we got to swap around. That's okay, guys. We'll get them there. Well, at least we got through the one boss stage, which was good. Making a little bit more progression in there. We are in 37-45, so 15 stages in 37 will be done, which is awesome. We also did build out, of course, Mishka quite a bit. We did add quite a bit to Mishka. Need 3 more copies, and she will be maxed out. I have enough to take her to, I believe, the plus 30 signature item. That's what I was just building her out. I want to use her in the Wilder Tower. There's also been talk about her 9 of 9 furniture being really well, that it has worked out pretty good. So we'll go ahead and build her out. That's what I saved all those Wilder emblems on there for, was to build her out. We just need more room in the resonating crystal, just like every day. Every day we're a little bit short on the room in that resonating crystal. There's 35. We got a couple more chests here. 36. 37, 30, 28, 29, and 30. Boom. We added 20 defense for her. The guys, as you can see on level 1, doesn't really make that big of a difference. But she is built. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I said, we're going to have to do a little bit of formation switching. We're going to have to do a little bit of changes around there. But we got Mishka up to plus 30. That is what I wanted to do, guys. All right, so like I had said earlier, we did hit our 20,000 subscriber mark, so I'm going to do a give back video. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do yet for the give back, but it is coming very soon, guys. But that will do it for the live stream today. 37-44, cleaned out half the Misty Valley. Make sure you guys are doing that Misty Valley. You're getting free loot out of there. Make sure, even though you have the skin, you're still doing this every day because you want to get the chests out of here. Remember, AFK Arena is a cumulative game. Ultimately, everything you do in here every single day is going to make a difference about your progression. 37-45. I feel like next time we can make it through a couple more stages. We can make it through the boss stages, almost get to chapter 38, which again, chapter 37, you can see the crazy amount of players that are in here because this is the pre-nerf territory. So this is long before Lilith has nerfed. 36 was the last nerf we seen, so we are stuck at 37 right now. Let's see. These are what I'm looking for, guys, these invigorating essence. But we do get some gear out of there. We do get some more of our elemental shards, and then we do get an emblem of might. So not too bad. Overall, we do get a little bit more gear to continue what is going on, guys. All right, so that will conclude it for our Sunday stream. I'm going out to finish decorating for Christmas. I got a bunch of stuff to put up in the yard. Still got to do a little bit of shopping today, which will conclude my Sunday, guys. Again, big shout out to all of the subscribers to the channel, guys. We are 20,100 deep, and it is continuing to build every single day, which is awesome. And also on the second channel, if you guys have questions on that, the FHG crypto NFT, we're growing that channel. It is almost to 1,000 subscribers already, which is crazy over the last couple weeks. Waiting for Illuvium to come out. That is the other game we're looking to play on that other channel. This one is going to stay and will always be AFK Arena. We're going to play this till it dies, guys. I know it has went down slightly, but I'm still going to play it. I still love playing it. It is very cool to see. So, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. We're getting ready for that 20,000 subscriber giveaway, which is awesome to see. And as always, thank you guys for watching.